Okay, so let's get started. We're doing the mobility gym today. So it's going to be a combination of stretching and then try to do almost like posture exercise to pull ourselves into position. So we want to stretch it out passively using the wall or something like that, and then try to pull ourselves into it. Okay, so let's still do our warm up first. Okay, we still want to move the rest of our body, all of our joints. Okay, so we're just going to start at the neck. Okay, so we're just going to tuck our chin down. And we're just going to kind of sink our chest down a little bit, pull our stomach in a little bit, pull the front of our hips up, kind of breathing out. Okay, breathing in, do the opposite. Push your belly forward, bring your heart up to the ceiling, pull your shoulders back, okay, and looking up. Okay, and we'll just repeat maybe 2 more times. Okay, so once again, breathing out, tuck your chin, sink your chest, pull your stomach in, lift your pelvis up, okay, and opposite. Push your stomach forward, bring your heart up, shoulders back, okay, and chin up. Okay, one last time, chin down, chest and shoulders down, stomach in, hips up, or separate up, I guess. Okay, and opposite, stomach forward, chest up, shoulders back, and shoulder up. Okay, and let's do a little more the neck. Okay, we're gonna focus on the neck. We're gonna put our index finger in front of our chin and other fingers on the chest. Okay, and we're just trying to kind of push that finger forward a little bit. Okay, and try to get away from the finger a little bit. Okay, so we're just gonna go back and forth a little bit. The purpose of the finger is that we want to keep it at the same level, so we're not looking up. Okay, we're just pushing the head forward and back. Okay, me just 3 more times. 3, 2, okay, and 1. Okay, next one a little more difficult, but we're going to put our fingers just beside our cheeks. Okay, and we're just trying to push it side to side a little bit. So a little bit harder to control, but let's do our best. Okay, just think of it as playing around a little bit. Okay, and just kind of repeat. Sorry, relax. Okay, and let's do the rotation. Actually, let's do side to side first. Okay, so still looking left and right a little bit. Okay, and we're gonna go in that full circle next. So we're gonna tuck our chin down, kind of glide our chin towards the armpits a little bit. Get our ear closer to the shoulders, kind of looking up. Bring the chest up as well. Okay, kind of quarter circle around or half circle around. Okay, get our chin closer to our armpit again, and back to the middle. Okay, same thing, just the opposite direction. We're gonna glide our chin towards the other armpit. Get our ear a little closer. Kind of half circle all the way around. Bring our chest up as well. Okay, tuck our chin closer to our armpits again. Okay, and back in. Okay, and just coming back up and shake it. Okay, let's go to the shoulders. Okay, we are going to have our hands forward. If you have a rod or if you have something to hold on to, it makes it a little bit easier to control. So I'm going to use a yoga block, but it can be anything. So we're just going to hold it. Okay, keeping our elbows straight. We're just going to try to push our shoulders forward. Okay, and then pull our shoulders back. Okay, so while keeping your elbows straight, you're just going to be moving the entire arm forward and back a couple of times. Yeah, let's try up and down. This one should be a little easier. So focus on pulling your shoulders away from the ears. So pulling them downwards. Okay, up, down, down. Okay, now let's go in a circle. So I'm going to push your entire arm forward. Bring your arm or the entire arm up, backwards, down. Okay, let's do 3 circles. 2, okay, 3. Okay, let's try the other direction. Okay, so pulling back, up, and forward. Okay, so 1, 2, okay, and 3. Okay, and just shake everything out. Okay. Okay, moving on to the shoulders. Okay, let's just move it a couple of times front side to side first. Okay, and let's try reaching up and back a little bit. So turning your thumbs backwards. Okay, and also when you're going down, also turn your thumbs in and back. Okay, let's do it 3 times. We're breathing in as we reach up. Bring our chest up to the ceiling as well. Okay, and shake it out. Okay, so now I'm going to pull our arm into these positions. So we're going to make a soft fist, so a little bit of a fist, but not squeezing too hard. Okay, we're going to try to keep everything still. So I'm going to put our hand in front of the stomach so we know if we're turning or we're twisting, you can kind of feel it. Okay, so you're trying to pull your elbow into your chest. So you're trying to imagine compressing a balloon into your chest. Okay, so you're not turning your entire body. You're trying to squeeze your arm into your chest. Okay, keep squeezing in while you bring it upwards. Okay, thumbs facing kind of back. Okay, and you're just going to try to reach back. And at the same time, you're going to turn your thumb, rotate your entire arm. So your thumb faces kind of downwards. Okay, and you're trying to reach back a little bit. Okay, when you reach your limit, then try to go down, kind of sinking the entire shoulder down towards the floor. Okay, and we do the opposite direction now. So you're going to reach back. When you reach the limit of where how far you can go, turn your thumb towards the outside while trying to reach back and up. Okay, try to get your kind of upper arm closer to your face almost. Okay, and keep trying to get your arm closer to your chest as you reach there. Okay, so let's do it one more time. We're going to do twice per side. Okay, so you need to compress your arm into your chest again. Keep squeezing it in, keep squeezing it in. Keep trying to reach, kind of make a bit, draw a bigger circle with your fingertips. Okay, reaching upwards. Start reaching back. Okay, at the same time, see if you can rotate your thumb down, reaching backwards. Okay, and down. Okay, opposite, going backwards. When you feel that you reach your limit, turn your thumb towards the outside and up. Keep trying to reach back. Okay, going upwards. Okay, going inwards. And relax. Okay, so we try to pull ourselves into this bigger range. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so still trying to stabilize everything. Try to compress or squeeze our arm in, upper arm into our chest. Try to get our nose to touch our arm. Okay, try to reach upwards. Okay, reaching back. Start to turn your thumb down as you try to reach back. Okay, and drop your entire shoulder. Try to reach down towards the ground. Okay, and going back. When you reach your limit, turn, but keep trying to reach back. Try to reach up. Get your nose closer to your upper arm. Get your elbow pit closer to your chest. Okay, and back down here. And one more time. Squeezing in. Squeezing up. Reaching back as you turn your thumb in. Reaching towards the ground. Okay, opposite, reaching back. Turning the thumb out. Keep trying to reach back and up. Squeeze your arm in. And squeeze your arm towards the floor. So you should feel muscle contraction in different areas, okay, as you try to reach into a bigger circle. Okay, so let's do more rotation. So I'm going to try to rotate the entire arm first. I'm going to rotate everything inwards. So turn everything down, in rather, okay, and turn everything back out. Okay, let's do 3 times. So try to turn, okay, and back up. Okay, one more time. Okay, and just for fun, let's try to see if we can do this each segment at a time. So we're gonna have our hands kind of out first. So palms facing up, elbow facing up. Okay, can we just rotate just our wrist so that our elbow is still facing up to the ceiling? Okay, but you try to rotate your hand or your lower arm, I guess, in your hand and your wrist as far as you can go. Okay, when you reach your limit, start to rotate your elbow towards the floor until you reach your limit. Okay, and then try to get your shoulder to go forward as well. Okay, and the opposite, try to get your shoulders to go back. Get your elbow to go up. Okay, and then get your hand to go up. So we can move from different segments, but we're going to try to do each one to its maximum pretty much. Okay, so let's try one more time. We'll do once, twice per arm. Okay, so turn your entire hand first, turn your wrist to its limit. Okay, then turn the elbow down. Okay, and then pop the shoulders a little forward. Okay, opposite, shoulders back, elbows, elbow pit back. Okay, and then the thumb and the hand and the wrist backwards. Okay, shake it out, and then we'll do the same thing on the side. Okay, so it doesn't have to be too high; it could be just somewhere here. Okay, but turn everything backwards first, I guess. Okay, now try to turn just the hand and the wrist. Okay, turn the elbow and turn the shoulders. Okay, backwards, shoulders back, elbows, and everything else back. Okay, one more time, hand and wrist, elbow down, shoulder down. Okay, and then backwards, shoulders back, elbows back, and hand back. Okay, shake it once again. So sometimes it's good to tell if there's a difference between the two, and maybe where we're a little stuck. And it's can be fun to just be able to control each segment as well. Sometimes if we have issues in one area, it could actually be something elsewhere. So for example, if we have trouble with the knee, it could be actually the hip that's not being able to rotate maybe all the way in, all the way out. Sometimes one hip can rotate very well out, but the other leg is stuck somewhere, and that can cause some issues in the long run. Okay, let's go on to the wrist. Okay, so this one we've done before. So we're gonna hold the hand up, okay, and we're just gonna try to hold it in place. So this is the one where you imagine you have a cell phone or something on top of your wrist, and don't drop it. So if you start to rotate your arm, it will start to drop. Okay, so elbow stays up, forearm stays up. Okay, and we're just gonna try to move the wrist. Okay, so we're trying to move the wrist towards the pinky side first. Okay, we're trying to bring all the fingers up. Okay, push it to the thumb side as far as you can. Okay, and then drop the fingers down. Okay, opposite direction. See if you can move your wrist towards the thumb side. Bring everything up towards the pinky and back down. Okay, all the meanwhile, I'm trying to keep my wrist facing upward. So I'm not trying to rotate the entire arm. I'm trying to keep the wrist facing up. Okay, and the forearm facing up and just move the wrist. Okay, let's try one more time. So fingers down, pinky side, fingers up, thumb side, and down, opposite direction, thumb, up, pinky, and down. Okay, stick going out. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so you can hold it in place, or you can just actually place something on top if you want to. Okay, but keep your forearm facing up. Okay, fingers down, pinky side, fingers up, towards the thumb, and back down. Okay, opposite thumb side, fingers up, pinky side, and down. Okay, one more time. Pinky side, up, thumb, and down. Okay, opposite. Thumb side, fingers up, pinky, and down. Okay, and shake it out. Okay, moving on to the fingers now. Okay, so let's do our usual first. We're just going to open and close it. Okay, and then we'll make cat claws, bending the ends of our fingers. Okay, moving our fingers side to side. Okay, we're going to put our hands together, and we're trying to keep the palm together as we try to squeeze the muscles at the back of the hand to open up. Okay, now I'm going to make it a little harder. I'm going to bring the hands a little further down. Okay, and see if you can still try to open up the fingers, okay, without separating the palm. Okay, we're going to go down a little bit more. Okay, so pretty much by now, your fingers probably wouldn't even move much at all, but you should still be able to feel the muscles engaging in the back of the hand. Okay, so just try to pull it open and relax, pull it open and relax. Okay, last one, we're just going to pull it all the way down. Okay, now your fingers probably shouldn't move at all. And you just try to squeeze, engage the muscles at the back of the hand. Okay, and relax, squeeze, Okay, so that's what I mean by active and passive. So if we just do it passively, I can push my hand, kind maybe do this much. Okay, some of you may be able to do more or less. Okay, but if I try to pull it down myself, this is as far as I'm gonna get. Okay, so in a way, this doesn't matter much because I won't be able to use it anyway. So we want to be able to pull ourselves open instead of just being stretched open. Okay, maybe a few more finger exercise. So you can place your palm on your thigh or on a desk. Keep your palm on whatever you have it on, and just try to rotate each finger a couple of times. Okay, so trying to lift the fingers up, okay, while keeping the palm on the thigh or desk. Okay, so maybe 2 to 3 circles for each finger. Okay, ring finger gets a little harder, so we just do the pinky and then ring finger at the same time, but try to pull it up and away from our body. Okay, and shake it out. Okay, so let's move on to the rest of the spine. So this one, you're just gonna do a half circle, so more like a circle of the rest of the spine. Okay, so you're trying to bring your chest down a little bit, bring it across, drop one shoulders down a tiny bit. Okay, so you don't have to force it way down so much, just a tiny bit. Okay, bring your chest up and across. Okay, and get your shoulders a little bit lower on this side. Okay, and kind of relax towards the front. Okay, opposite direction, bring your chest over 1 foot first. Drop that shoulder, bring your chest up and across. Okay, shoulders should be dropped down and back towards the middle. Okay, we'll do one more time. Okay, so get your chest over 1 foot, shoulders down, lift it up and across, and down, opposite direction. Okay, and shake it out. Okay, more onto the hips. Okay, so just go into a big circle, like in our usual warm-up. Okay, focus on drawing a full circle around. So try to actually push your hips back, push your hips out to one side, push your hips forward, okay, and all the way around. Okay, and kind of figure out where you might be a little bit tighter in. Usually as forward is a little bit restrictive for most people. Okay, one last time. All the way around. Okay, and okay, let's grab a chair actually, just so we have a little more support. Okay, so we're gonna stretch things out first and then try to bring ourselves into that new position. So this is our usual stretch with 1 foot forward or 1 foot back, feet kind of hip width apart at least. Okay, and you just try to keep the back leg straight, lift your zipper up. Okay, and we're just gonna push the hips forward until you feel a stretch here. Okay, and we're just hang out here for a little bit. Okay, take a deep breath in, and you must start to feel a stretch kind of at the bottom of your side of the trunk as well. Okay, and just try to kind of squeeze the butt muscle to push it forward a little more. Okay, and come back. So when you contract, okay, and relax, contract, and relax. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 more times. Okay, now we're gonna do the opposite. So before we're stretching ourselves open, now we're trying to bring ourselves backwards. Okay, so then stand, lean forward a little bit with the same leg that was back, hanging out backwards this time. Okay, without arching your back, you're trying to bring the foot up and backwards. So you try to almost, instead of lifting it up, think of try to reach further back with your heel. Okay, so we're just gonna contract and relax so you feel that contraction in your butt again. So try to squeeze, reach as far as back as you can. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Okay, make sure you're not holding your breath. Okay, and we'll do it 3 times. Okay, so reaching backwards, try to really reach back, reach back, reach back. 3, 2, 1. Okay, maybe one last time. Okay, try to reach backwards, try not to arch your back, but try to bring your foot further back. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and shake things out a little bit. Okay, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so when we stretch ourselves out first, so make sure that we passively, if we need, if someone kind of brings our foot back, we are able to open the hip up from the front. Okay, and just hang out here again, lifting our zipper up, pushing the hips a little forward. Just staying here for a little bit. Deep breath in and out. Okay, so same idea. We're going to try to squeeze our butt muscle a little bit. So pretty much try to push it forward a little bit, but not by jamming the knee forward so much. But try to contract this muscle a little bit. So just the back of the hips. Okay, so might have to focus a little bit, see if you can just feel a little bit of contraction. So you can place your hand on your butt and see if you can feel your muscle kind of tensing up a little bit as you try to push the hip forward. Okay, so my front knee doesn't really move too much, but I can feel this back muscle tightening. Okay, and coming back up, shake it out again. Okay, and once again, we're trying to pull ourselves back into that position this time. Okay, so slight lean forward. Okay, same leg back. Okay, and I'm just trying to squeeze the same muscle and try to reach back of the heel. Okay, and holding on for a couple of seconds. Okay, and relax. Okay, let's do 3 more times. Try to reach, really try to reach back. 3, 2, 1. Okay, coming back. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Okay, one last time. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and once again, pay attention to where you're getting that motion from. So not the back. Okay, really try to open up the front of the hip using the back of the hip. Okay, let's shake things up a little bit now. Okay, let's take a seat for a second. Just because we're sitting for a while, let's work on the back using a similar kind of method. Okay, so we're just going to do our usual hamstring stretch first. So we're stretching the back of the leg. Okay, we're just going to pull ourselves forward. I like to have a hand on the chair just in case. And the other hand, I can just rest it on my knee. Okay, we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. Still deep breath in and out. Okay, you can relax your neck a little bit as well if you want to. Okay, now we'll try to pull ourselves into position. So sitting a little bit taller first. So don't slouch with this one. Okay, just try to lift your leg up and coming back down. Okay, so you're using the front of the hip to pull your leg into the stretch. Okay, while keeping the rest of the body pretty stable. Okay, so let's do 4 times. So this is number 3. Breathing out. Okay, maybe one more time. Okay, be careful that you're not kind of rounding your back to get it up. We should kind of feel that contraction in the front of the hip. Okay, shake it out, and we'll do the same thing on the other leg now. Okay, so still leaning forward from the belly button. Deep breath in and out. Okay, and sitting back up. Same idea, we're trying to keep the rest of the body stable, and we're trying to lift our leg up. Okay, and back there. Let's do 4 times again. Lifting up without lifting the rest of moving the rest of your body. 2, 3, okay, and 4. Okay, and shake things out a little bit. Okay, so let's go into external rotation. So this is where you're trying to rotate the hip out. Okay, so I'm going to put one leg up. Okay, and let's do our usual where we hug the knee and we're trying to get the leg closer to the opposite shoulder or the middle of the chest. Deep breaths in and out. Feel the stretch on the side of the hip. Okay, and now I'm going to try to get ourselves into that. But actually, let's do the other leg, other side as well first. Okay, so since we're seated already, okay, so other foot up, holding towards the middle of our chest. Okay, and shake it out. Okay, let's go into standing and we'll try to pull ourselves into that position now. So probably have the chair on one side, and what we're going to do is that we're going to just sweep, try to stay tall first. Okay, and we'll try to sweep the inside edge of our foot up. Okay, you want to tighten the rest of the body a little bit and hold for 3, 2, 1. Okay, and relax completely. Okay, so it might help to just lightly, not too hard, but lightly squeeze with your fist, squeeze your other leg, okay, and try to pull your leg up. Okay, so let's try again. So lightly press that on the chair, lightly squeeze in the rest of your body. Okay, and try to just lift it a bit as high as you feel comfortable. When you reach your limit, try to hold for 3, 2, 1. Okay, and or the meanwhile, try to breathe out. So don't try to hold your breath. Make sure you're breathing out. So you can count with me, counting down from 3. Okay, let's do it one last time on this leg. Okay, so lightly press down, lightly make a fist. Okay, try to bring up. Okay, breathing out, counting out for 3, 2, 1. Okay, and relax. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, but make sure you're completely relaxed or as relaxed as we can be in between. Okay, so I'm lightly pressing down again, lightly squeezing my leg back, lightly squeezing my other fist. Okay, and bring it up. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Okay, 2 more times. Bring it up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, shake it out. Okay, one last time. 3, 2, 1. Okay, shaking it out. Okay, so now we're going to do the opposite. So that was external rotation. So we rotate the hip out. Now we're going to do the opposite. So this is actually kind of important. For example, if you have things like bunions, what happens is if your hip can rotate inwards, well, your foot kind of can collapse as well, and that as you walk, and you can kind of push on the inside of your that bunion area, and that can cause a little more issues. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to put try to get our leg into a little more internal rotation first. So you're going to have so this is my right leg. I'm going to put my left leg a little bit more forward. Okay, I'm going to push my hips back. At the same time, I'm trying to think of rotating this leg in, and now you can think of trying to close our leg inwards as well. So kind of both legs are kind of going in a little bit. You might feel a stretch in the back as well, but you might also feel a little bit of a feeling in the inside the joint itself. Okay, so you can think of both legs kind of rotating inwards a little bit as you push your hips back. Okay, and we're just going to do contract and relax. So I think this angle is still the best one. So I'm trying to push the hips back, but at the same time rotating kind of both legs in a little bit. Okay, and I'm kind of pushing the hips back with my free hand. just so I know I'm kind of rotating or I'm bending from the hips inside of my spine. Okay, and kind of back out. You can, I guess another way to think of it is you can think of try to turn your toes inwards almost, even though it's stuck on the floor. So you end up rotating from the hip joint instead. Okay, so, okay, and then one last time. Okay, I'm going to hold here for a little bit longer. I'm going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and come back out. Okay, so now we're going to actually try to get ourselves into internal rotation. So easiest way just to get a leg that we're working on, the leg that was back. Okay, just try to rotate back and forth like you're putting out a cigarette. Okay, let's see if you can just apply a little bit more pressure, try to rotate your entire leg inwards. Okay, so I'm not rotating my entire hip, I'm not rotating my the other leg. I'm trying to rotate the leg that's forward, kind of all the way in. Okay, shake it out, and we'll do the same thing but in a different position. So raise the leg up. Okay, see if you can keep your knee in place and just try to push the foot out a little bit, and you will feel a little bit of tension here. Okay, just a couple of times. Okay, and shake it out. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side now. Okay, so I'm working on my left hip this time. I'm gonna have my other leg forward. Okay, so same idea. So don't have your feet too wide apart, just a tiny bit. You need to push the hips back, and at the same time, you imagine rotating both of your legs kind of inwards a little bit while pushing your hips back. Okay, and we're just gonna go back and forth a little bit. Okay, kind of even contrast that by when you stand up. See if you can squeeze your butt, and you can feel the leg kind of try to rotate out. Okay, and the opposite try to rotate inwards. So the knees doesn't rotate cave in too much. It's just the entire leg is rotating kind of in relative to the hip. Okay, let's do it 3 more times. Three, and you might find one hip opens up or one hip rotates in a little better. 4, okay, and one last time. Okay, and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we'll try to actually get ourselves to rotate in. Okay, so once again, have the leg forward a little bit. Okay, and focus on trying to turn your entire leg towards the inside a little more this time. Okay, and we can try to hold for a little bit, but be careful of cramping up. Okay, shake it out. Okay, and we'll do it in a different position. Leg coming up a little bit, holding on the chair for support. Okay, so try to keep the knee in place as you push the foot out. Okay, last one, I'm going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and shake it out a little bit. Okay, let's maybe have a seat again, and we'll go on to the knee. Okay, so this one, you're just going to, you can lean back a little bit, you can bring the foot up. Okay, so I don't know if I am too clear. Okay, but you're trying to just hold the upper leg in place, and we're just going to move everything from the kind of knee down. Okay, so just going to turn in and out first. Okay, so try to get your heel towards the inside a little bit more. Again, try to get your heel towards the outside a little more. Okay, so motion comes from the ankle, but also kind of the knee also rotates a little bit as well. Okay, now we're just going to combine with extension. So you can try to get your heel in first, straighten it out as much as you can, turn your foot in, okay, without rotating your upper thigh, okay, and back there. Okay, we'll do it one more time. So turn your toes out, extend or straighten the knee, turn your toes in as far as you can go, okay, and back there. Okay, shaking things out, okay, and we do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so try to rotate back and forth and kind of feel the motion of your lower leg or your shin kind of rotating kind of in and out a little bit. So even if I don't move my ankle, I can still get my foot to turn a little bit if I actually turn my lower leg. Okay, so that's the motion we're trying to kind of get a little bit more. Okay, so try to turn as far as you can, including the ankle, straighten the leg out, turn everything in except the upper leg. So I'm holding my leg in place. Okay, so I'm rotating just from the knee there, back there. Okay, one more time. Turn your toes out, get it up, everything in except the upper leg, and back there. Okay, check things out. Okay, we'll go back to the, let's get standing and we'll go on to the ankles a little bit more. So this one works a little better, or it's more comfortable at least if you're wearing shoes. Let me just check, we'll check how much time we have. Okay, so we'll just do maybe 2 directions. So you're just gonna get your toes pointing down and a little further back. Okay, and just trying to almost apply a little pressure down, almost dragging your foot forward until you feel a stretch at the top of the foot. Okay, maybe front of the ankles. Okay, and we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. It's really checking the time. Okay, I think this is as far as we got the end here. Okay, so I'll just kind of finish up with this. Okay, so just dragging the foot forward, feeling this stretch in the top of the foot, front of the ankles. Okay, and shake everything out. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all the time we have. So thank you for coming. Stay hydrated and see everyone next week. Bye-bye. No problem. Bye.